Today's lesson is lesson number 2 in our natural versus human-made still life, contour line drawing. Your steps for today will include setting up your drawing paper. You can use computer paper if you need to, into 4 equal squares, and to start drawing from your reference photos, using contour lines to describe the edges and details of what you see in your photograph. Our steps are going to be to first find a piece of blank white drawing paper to work on. If you don't have sketchbook paper, use a piece of computer paper if you can. Try not to work on lined paper. Try to use a straight edge to divide your paper into a square and to try to eyeball where you would divide these squares into 4 equal boxes. The guideline would be to have an 8-inch square piece of paper with 4 by 4-inch boxes inside of that square. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my piece of drawing paper and I'm trying to divide it roughly into an 8 by 8-inch square, and I'm looking to divide that square into 4 equal squares. That would roughly be a 4 by 4-inch square. So I don't have a normal ruler, so I'm just trying to use my eyes to gauge roughly what looks equal, and I'm just drawing with pencil against a straight edge that I found to keep my lines neat and keep my edges straight. Your next step will be to look at your first reference photo and to draw the contour lines of the object that you see on the space in your drawing paper. Your drawing should be big enough to meet all the edges of the box you're drawing inside of, so make sure you're drawing large enough. You can simplify or edit out details as needed, and you can zoom in or crop into your image more if you need to as you're drawing. Do not start shading. We're focusing only on line work. Begin drawing in your first box with your pencil, trying to locate the edges of the object you are drawing in your reference photograph. Notice that I'm drawing from edge to edge of my box, just like my photograph touches the edge of the photograph space. I want my drawing to touch the edge of my drawing box because this needs to be zoomed in and cropped in. So don't leave any space around your object. Don't draw your object too small. Really let your drawing touch all 4 edges of the box you're working in. As I'm drawing, you'll notice that I am editing out and simplifying a little bit. There's a lot more of those parts of the flower that I'm drawing in, but I am making a general shape and I'm simplifying. I always tell you guys that our reference photographs disappear when we're done and we're left to just be looking at our drawing. So simplify it as you need to make a successful drawing, and just look for repetitive shapes and edges of things that you can identify and do your best to draw a line to represent those parts of your image. So now I'm working in the petal area, and what helps me is looking for where I see negative space, like some of the black space in the background. Drawing in those shapes helps me to identify the parts of the flower that I need to draw for my positive space. When you're done with your drawing, you should have something that looks like this. Your image completely fills up your entire box and you're using just simplified line. I would recommend just drawing a little bit more lightly than you see me drawing, just because I want you to see this in the video. For image number 2, you're repeating the same process from object number 1. You'll notice that I start my next drawing diagonal from the first drawing. Now that you're onto your last drawing, just make sure that you're repeating the process from your other drawings and extending your image to meet all 4 sides of the square you're working in. Your finished contour line drawings should look something like this. They should be simple, but they should still show you the details and edges of your objects.